So this morning we're going to be writing up a product for submission at DAZ3D. Cannot show you the behind the scenes, that's against the agreement, but I can show you how I prepare to create my copy. I don't know, I think a lot of artists would say that their least favorite part of making any product is having to write it up. I hear that theme again and again and again from various folks that do this, and I'm going to just show you how I go about it. So we're going to switch over to DAZ Studio first. Actually, that's not DAZ Studio. Let me see here. Our camera has been knocked over. Jam. Okay, cool. DAZ Studio. Transition to DAZ Studio. I was already in DAZ Studio. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, actually, I do need to, so you see I have these options for loading everything. And I'm mousing over them. Okay, so an easy way to work this is to open up like whatever word editor that you make. I'll go ahead and save this file. In my case, it's going to be OpenOffice from openoffice.org, a free word replacement, which I recommend very highly because it's free and will do everything and more that Microsoft Word will do. So that's dope. I'm going to save a file. Just call it Steam Jane Description. And once you have this, it's just the fun stuff, which is making the promo renders, which I kind of do that along as I build products. But anyway, I digress. We'll go back to desktop for a second so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so I have features here. I'll write my description later, but first we'll do features. We know that's going to be a bulleted list, so it's really easy on my mind to make it a bulleted list. And Studio, all I really need is this view right here. Well, okay, whatever. This view right here. So I could just go in here and right click and click rename, Control C, okay? Go here, Control V. Now we know this is going to be a bulleted list, so just for my sanity, I'll go ahead and make it a bulleted list. Then just load DAZ Studio back up, go right here, rename. Just make sure you don't actually rename anything. And it's simply a cut and paste from all your load items for the clothing. Also, if you made this a numbered list, it would give you a clue. And actually, I could make it a numbered list for now very easily just by doing that. It'll give you a clue for writing your content out when you describe it. A 8-piece set, for example. You don't have to kind of scroll through a bunch of folders to count things, although your set might not have this. But really, you want to make an individual bullet or numbered item for every single thing that you offer, so it can kind of make your product seem big. And in this case, this product actually is big, and there's tons. I've made tons of material options. I kind of had to stop myself, really. So go over code. I'm just going to rename this. Just double checking that our stream health is looking pretty good. It is. Awesome. Okay, just keep going. Just keep going. Just keep going. Okay, rename this. My goal for today, there's a male and female, and the goal for today is to have one of these submitted, preferably the female. Okay, Steam Jane scarf, there we go. Steam Jane shirt. I don't know if you guys can hear this, but somebody across the street is mowing, and that is bugging me. See, like right here, because it's the way it is in my library, each of these becomes its own item instead of just like Steam Jane wrist blades, for example. So that's all of the clothing items. One thing I try to do is spell check. If ever in doubt, Google that, you know what, out. There we go. Is villainous a word? I may have just made that up. Huh? Villainous. No. Villain. What do you call it? Female villain. So let's Google this. Google. What do you call a female villain? Looking for a good word. Villain? How many female villains are they? Villainess. Okay, I knew that was a word. I misspelled it, apparently. Villainess. And of course, this description would be mirrored almost, perfectly on the male description. She roams the street. Roams. Wherever I may roam the streets. Dark. Steampunk Victorian England. Slashing. Her foes. Her victims. Foes for the forces of good or evil. As Steam Jam. You always need to end with the name of your product. This could use work, and I'm not 100% on it, so it's just for now. Features. Featured clothing. Featured items. Okay, whatever. Alright, I'm going to switch back to DAZ Studio for a second because I actually need to reference something. Oh, that's lovely. The DAZ Studio window is shrunk. We had this whole conversation about what you guys were missing from the crop, so I'm going to look at something real quick. So it just says, basically I'm looking at what's included in featured. I am copying what I've just written into the interface for submission, so I can't share that with you guys, but rest assured it looks great. I'm doing keywords now. Steampunk Victorian England, Hyde, London, evil, slasher, hero, heroine. Categories. Wearables. Genesis 8, female. I'm going to go with wearables, fantasy, Genesis 8, females. I think it says Genesis 8, females. Weapons, also. I wish steampunk was a category. It is not, alas. Alright, that'll do it for now. So then of course I'm going to switch over to the materials folder, and I'm going to do the same. I'm going to add that as a material under my materials tab. Let's just go materials. And for materials, I'll just start at the top. Rename. Dirty all. There we go. Let's see what you guys are actually seeing here. Here we go. Watch me switch back and forth here. So deftly. So glamorously.